idea what time it is. It's 5:04. We're on the. But let's call the meeting to order of the Brown Township Board. And the pledge of allegiance. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'm gonna, since you just now got here, do you need time to review? Because I know she sent them out.
Yeah, I sent them to her and it didn't go through, so I sent them again. You just-
There's what.
Something's wrong.
You messed, you messed.
I messed him up. No, because when I sent them to her, I sent it to her only, not the group.
Which is
I
good.
don't know why it didn't.
Make a motion to approve the minutes. October 27th, 2025 meeting.
I'll say. I was waiting for you to favor yours. All in favor? Aye. Okay, we have old business.
The only thing that I can think of right now, I mean, we had been in discussion about putting some of the equipment, some of our used equipment up on municipal. But want to talk about that under old business or wait till questions and comments? So.
Why not? Yeah, we've talked about it.
Is that the one we used previous that we've had it posted on?
Yes, and I'll have Chief down because I think we've got, somebody made an offer on it here this past few days. So I'll let him talk about that.
Okay.
It ended on December 31st on municipal with nobody bidding on it. Out of the blue, Chief Singer, he has his contact on municipal, and it was a nonprofit dive organization out of Illinois that was wondering if we would be interested in selling it if it didn't sell for $10,000 to the nonprofit dive organization out of Illinois. I told him that I called him yesterday to confirm that's what he wanted and stuff, and asked if they could come up with more money, and he said that they are a nonprofit dive organization. They might be able to come up with a few $100 more, but that would be about it.
Are they a public safety entity?
Yes.
So they do. That,
They dive for nonprofit, yes.
Evidence work, that kind of stuff. She said, what was the name of that site that I sent to you?
Something of that nature. I looked it up. It's a lot of red tape and stuff that was there as opposed to municipal, which the municipal, the buyers pay the fee, not us. That's why I've always kind of went with them.
So this is outside of municipal, though.
They would come and get it. They saw on municipal and then they couldn't afford the 15,000, so they offered the 10,000.
That's where we had it up on reserve at 15.
15, yes.
And after they're gonna bring the money here, pick it up, and we're not doing anything other than taking a check home.
Correct. But it's up to you guys. If you want to make it offer.
I mean, how long did we have it on bids?
This was on for a month, but I had it on there previously too.
Month at a time.
Yeah, I recall.
Yeah.
On the previous.
I mean, $10,000 is better than sitting there
It's
not
That's,
doing
it's
anything.
92,
Yeah.
98.
98, I'm sorry, and it needs some attention to it. So I mean,
no longer it says it's gonna be more,
Yours is gonna
because
be-
you're talking seals and everything that.
As is.
Never worked. That's it.
Correct.
And do you guys feel like it's a fair price?
We haven't had any bites for anything more than that.
But let me ask one more question. And what do you pay the insurance on?
We have to look into the capstone.
yeah, I'd have to look and see how that's broken down. I know we got that, but I don't really.
This is.
It's not any driven or anything, is it?
We start it once, twice a week to make sure it runs.
So really, we're just protecting the asset, not liability going down the road.
It has been taken on a run and
We have to use it. How long?
at least it's probably engine 22's been here because they did a rescue engine and took all
Almost 6 years in.
so.
I make a motion that we accept that bid from that organization and give it an asset and give it some money.
Second. All in favor?
Do, soon that, but they'll come up here soon, if you get that out.
Maybe, and I was gonna add to that a little bit. Is that something, since they're a non-for-profit, that we could, that we donated to what we were originally asking?
I'm sorry, you said again.
Since they are a non-for-profit and can only come up with that much in monetary amount, could they also say that we, or can we say,
In kind of
He
$5,000.
mentioned giving us a letter, but I didn't know if it would help us because we are also a government entity. So there's no really no tax benefit like there would be
okay,
for a private-
That's what I was wondering.
to a private seller, you know.
okay, then I won't even ask that. We'll just take it and move on, not have to pay insurance on it. Any other of this?
I think we'll get that, just make that questions, comments, because I think they just want to brief you on a few other things that they have not talked about yet.
Okay. How about new business?
No new business other than we are not pursuing any financial debt for the township on a new fire engine for 2026. We're in the foreseeable future at this time, because the Senate Bill 1, which may end up having a big deficit on our budgets. So we just wanted to wait, make sure and see if they were going to make corrections to Senate Bill 1, so the townships weren't going to be affected so hard by it. We still don't have any real answers to any real questions, other than we just have to wait and see what's going to happen. But right now, as you know, we had postponed our debt and not to pursue any debt because of Senate Bill 1. I know some other surrounding areas have also canceled their request for debt this coming up because of Senate Bill 1 as well. So it's affecting a lot of other towns and townships, and just not townships, but counties and cities and towns too. So
When's that back up for vote, do you know?
I don't know, but what they'll have to do something for what, July the 1st.
That's when they normally come back up, so we'll know more by then.
I'm hoping to know something here within the next few weeks or so. Hopefully. I mean, I don't really have an answer. I can't say that. I wish I knew the answer now, but I don't know when we'll hear from them or hear any more about it. It may just go on as written. I don't know.
Travesty.
It is.
That's what it ended up being, like $300 credit.
Yeah.
And now it's gonna affect all the salaries. I mean, I'm all for tax reform, but that's pretty much a joke.
But it just
There's no
affects,
fee.
it affects so many things. It's people.
It's not just tax reform, no, it's a manipulation.
Sure.
That's what it is. It's a manipulation to try to. I'm trying to think how to be politically correct on the wording.
I'll be politically correct, it's to force you to go to the county.
Yeah, it's exactly what it is. To be at the
That's what
mercy of
they're,
the county.
that's what they're wanting to do. I think the writing's on the wall. They're going to proceed with that no matter what. They're going to push townships right out, and they're going to start off with the smaller townships that doesn't have a certain population in it. And then once that happens, then they'll just move on.
And fortunately, it's under the guise of saving money on your property taxes, and people aren't realizing the people it's affecting is it's getting them from the backside. They don't see what's coming from behind.
Well, but what it's doing is reappropriating monies that where you really have a say in it, unless you're one of the county.
That's it exactly.
And you're driven by, instead of 8, 9 boards of 3 to 5 people, you're driven by three commissioners.
Right.
Yeah, you're driven by the 3 commissioners.
I think it just gets away from responsible government, in my opinion. I think it really does. I think the smaller government is the best government.
The county government has more leeway as to where they can a lot of money too.
Sure.
Well, where,
Is it?
where the money comes from. I mean, we should be getting money from the county, then not giving us.
Yeah, they have so much more different taxes and avenues that we don't, that'll be part, But that's all I have. I just wanted to do another update on Senate Bill 1. It is what it is. There isn't anything we can do about it. And we won't be on closer to budget, so. Something here soon.
Well, I guess I'll just wait till question comments.
Okay,
It's not good.
well, then we'll move on. Do you have any other? Reorganization of the board. We have, every year we have to reorganize the board. There's a board chairman, board secretary, chairman of finance, and secretary of finance. There, any questions, comments?
This is up to you three.
You want to remain as the board chairman or?
Find it, it's been fun.
Want to remain, if you don't want to remain, I'll do that, but since you've done such a good job doing it. You said you want to continue to do it, I will. Make a motion that you remain the board chair. The chair, also the finance committee.
I second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
I also make the motion that Mark would be able to stay as the secretary and the secretary of finance.
That's fine.
I'll second. Okay,
Aye. How are you?
Sorry.
We need to do anything further with that?
Sure.
We're set, right? We're set. We're set. Okay.
Okay.
Questions, comments? I had, I'm sorry about that.
yeah,
Senate bill, have you heard or read anything about Senate Bill 69 pensions?
No.
What are you guys currently paying of the 6%? Are you paying the whole 6% yourself?
Yeah.
I know some agencies have gone to, the firefighters are paying 3% and the municipalities paying 3%. Some of the municipalities pay the whole 6%. The biggest thing, and this just got presented this year, this session, said about 69 says, we're going to start you out at 73% at 30 years, or sorry, 53% instead of 50. And then it's 2.5% for each year after, or 1.25 for every 6 months. So a maximum of 53 at 20 plus 12, 12, 24, 32, right?
I think it ended up being 82%.
82. But that requires the contribution to go from 6% to 8.65%.
Correct.
And it would be most hindering to an organization of our type because we have a lot of young firefighters and we always will have a lot of young firefighters. It is best for people like me who are ready to retire because it bumps up the pension. The minimum growth people, 15, 20-year people are, somewhere in that area doesn't really affect them. But it hurts the young new firefighters. Because they're, if you take the 2.65 and you were still, let's say we left the pension at 6%. And it's a forced savings account for those young people, which a lot of them probably need it. Some of them don't, but the amount of money that they could make off of that 2.65% of their salary, if they were to invest in themselves. It's just like Social Security. How much more money could we have if they allowed people to invest their money instead of the government? But how many more broke people we have, And it raises the death benefit from 12,000 to 15,000 for retirees, with or without life insurance as active duty. You still get 12,000. I can't remember was there anything else that changed? Contribution, the percentage.
The age is.
No, the age. Oh, they just said also you can push the drop to 60 months.
5 years. Okay,
Did that last year.
Yeah,
okay.
I don't know.
I think the idea behind that, but if you think about it, you're retraining the new guy over and over and over. There's really not an incentive, like you said, to stay past your 20 unless you want to go toward an extra 12 years. You get to retire earlier and get more percentage, because I was one of them, and I retired at the 74% when I retired.
After 32 years.
And I was actually, because you max, I did the last 3 on the drop.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
That whole thing with the drop, where they allow people to enter the drop that are already reached 32 years, is a loophole.
Well,
That's never been closed.
yeah, there's never been, after you hit your max, there was no incentive to stay anymore. That's why I left at 55.
That was just something that was on my radar.
Yeah, I figured one of those guys would actually find this.
It's
It's an incentive for the older guy to stay, because you're getting all that experience.
There's actually, it's either today or yesterday, they're having a meeting with the local 416 unit.
that was
About
yesterday and today, and 416 opposes it.
the-
It's probably because a lot of the old guys don't really care. Because they're ready to go out the door, and the people that showed up the most were young guys. 1, 2, 3 year guys. So just because they oppose it doesn't mean, it's not bad for, they are a big organization. I would say the state union, we'll see what they say, because they don't just represent 416.
No.
It'd be interesting to see what comes of Senate Bill 1.
I think the chiefs had a couple things they wanted to advise you of next meeting for some action. That's one, but.
I have 2 things. We have a 2014 Tahoe that's out here that was one of our buggies that we no longer really use. We've been using it as support, and it's just another extra vehicle we have nowhere to store. I have instead of putting it on a bid site, I have a volunteer department that has asked to purchase it. And if another fire department wants to purchase it, we don't have to have bids for it. But I need to know from you guys, it's the way it is now. When I look it up on Carfax, it's anywhere from $3,500, $6,000 to $7,000 for the years and miles that it has on it. I just need to know if you guys would be willing to sell it and what to ask them for.
Who wants to buy it?
It's Hamlin Township in Brown County wants to use it as a chase vehicle for their EMS.
Is it a paramedic?
No. BLS. Lifeline Ambulance covers Brown County as their ambulance service.
I'd be all for selling it as long as we do our due diligence to see what the value, you know,
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to give it away.
Right.
Yeah, I would just ask the board that we just take that under advisement for tonight, since it wasn't on the agenda, just
Yeah.
for transparency.
Sure.
Put that on the agenda next, that we don't make a decision on that, because it wasn't advertised. But I just wanted to kind of update you guys on what's coming up, so
Sure.
we can talk about that, and put it on for the next agenda for some action.
And the second thing I have, and then I'll let Mark talk, last year in April, our county had a disaster. It got high enough with our flood drown victim that we had in the lake, we got out. And everybody else around us, it came up to where FEMA came in, and we all had to meet with FEMA several times last year. And you got 74% of what you spent during that 4-day period. They wrote us a check for $13,425.01. I'd like to see about appropriating that into our budget this year on the next meeting.
That was, where was that event?
That was the county. When the floods
Oh,
happened,
okay.
we responded, our water team, with several other people's floods. We brought suits, we broke boat props and stuff like that. That all accumulated our overtime for our divers, swiftwater divers, and then we had the drowning victim that was in this lake in our area that we brought in DNR pumps and pumped the lake down to get him out, stuff like that.
Did we pay our employees money?
Absolutely.
For the overtime. And then that money is also coming back to us through FEMA,
Part of it.
or that's separate than this.
So it's the same. Half of this is, because you only get 74% of it. Half of this was for the overtime and half of it was for the repairs on the equipment that we had damaged.
That overtime's already been paid,
To them, yes.
so that's just money we're going to put back into our budget.
But I can't just put it into the budget. I have to ask you guys to appropriate it back into the budget.
What else would you do with it?
Right.
But you have to go through the channels, I understand how it's doing.
This is a broader government issue than this meeting.
Right, yeah, this is for next week.
Right.
Okay, so.
Which is when,
That's up to you guys, whenever you guys decide. I know we have to have a year-end report, is next one, which will be closer to the end of the month, not too soon. We gotta have time to get that done.
sure,
That's what I was gonna ask when you're in reports here.
It's due, I mean, I have to have it done by the end of the month.
So we have to have a meeting probably within that last week. And does that give you enough time to advertise and all that, call Eric?
Yeah, the last week of the month is gonna be a little tight, but I like to do it like in closer to the last week. But we're- Yeah,
I can check on it and I can just try.
The 20th is 2 weeks from now.
not that many,
Yeah, well, I'm just giving, throwing out there, because otherwise we're into the
yeah.
26, 27.
21st, 22nd, I could do.
22nd is my birthday.
Oh, what a way to celebrate. We're having cake and ice cream.
My friends,
anytime before the 24th would be a good day.
before the 24th?
Yes, please.
How about the 21st?
I'm okay.
21st is
Yeah,
good.
okay.
That works
Yeah,
for
that's good for me.
Oh,
And then,
We'll go for it.
okay, and same back time, same cash, you know? Is 5 o'clock?
Yeah.
Is 5 okay?
Yeah, I'm done running under my dinner time.
I'll call you day before. Because I'm not being a smart aleck, but I thought about it yesterday when she sent it out, said, hey, I wanted to make sure you guys had time to read from the last minutes and stuff. And Marcia, if you don't mind, I do not have.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay, we'll do that. If that's okay. And that way I can, because I've not had any problems getting her email. And usually if she has to leave me a message, I'm pretty quick at calling back. Well, I think I am. I hope I am. And because sometimes I can, when I'm inside the school at the cafeteria, I cannot hear my phone. And that's not an excuse for everybody, but that's usually between 11:45 and 1. So. And that way, if I see something pop up, and I do, I check my emails a lot throughout the day, because it's way late. It's
Give you something to do while you're waiting on an ambulance. Huh?
So we're all agreed 5 o'clock on the 21st.
Wednesday, the 21st. Then, I think we should check my email, because
Yeah.
the last,
I'll go and tell you exactly what day I sent them and what times.
the last email I had from Tanya Wetter was on 10/22.
Oh, my.
And that was on the 27th.
Agenda board meeting.
And there were ones after that.
Yeah, I didn't get any of them. You didn't, you sent it to the UFA, yeah. My personal email, not my job email. I'll tell you, we can talk about that.
I have a couple of things too before we dismiss. It also has to do with appropriations. We participate in a Medicaid reimbursement program with the state. And what that does, it helps us recoup, because they know they don't pay us enough to do their runs. So we present them with a bunch of data through Malcom. It's a group that does this for departments like ourselves. And for the year 2022, we were able to get back $22,944.26. And for 2023, we got back $12,437.01. Now, for whatever reason, both of those years came in this year.
Yeah, they didn't send.
There was some type of delay or something to where we didn't get them 1 year at a time. We got
What's the year?
2 year, 2022 and 2023. And it's usually a year or two behind. It's not unusual to have that happen.
That's the latest, the last payment.
Yes, correct. That's the latest we've had. And the deal is on that, they have a cap of $9,500 that they charge us to do the work for us. Okay, or 50%. Now, since 2022's was 22,000 and some change, that was the full 9,500. The 2023 was only 12,000, so it come up to 62,1851.
That's paid to who? Malcolm?
Malcolm, yeah, they do it for all the government agencies around here that participate in the program. It's a lot of work. It's
A lot of work on your side?
we just have to submit the information, but then it's got to go through attorneys and everything else. It's a big deal to get this money back.
What they do is a lot on their part to get this money back for us.
Well, I'm sure they have systems.
So basically what it is, over the 2 years, we recouped $35,371.27 with a $15,718 bill going back to them.
They
We're
literally
doing-
take 50%.
I think it'd be that good.
Exactly.
I think you're in the wrong business.
You provide all the data to them and they submit it.
The issue I'm having is that we received all those funds, but I need to reappropriate the money in order to pay them their fees, because we weren't anticipating both bills coming in the same year.
Okay.
And they understand that. They understand, and they're willing to work with us on the times and all on it. So that's something that can be brought up at the next meeting. You guys can think about it.
Do they want to be paid all of it at one time?
Yeah, over the 2 years. The 2-year fees, yeah. So,
Is that the only organization that does that?
Malcolm, yeah. They're out of, Muncie, I believe. Malinowski Consultants is what they call theirs, Malcolm. So it's basically, we've got 35,371 just sitting in the bank. What we need to do is reappropriate that so we can pay them. And then I'd like to put the remaining $17,000 into a fund so I can replace one of the cots on the ambulances, because it's getting to be like 13,000.
If we didn't hire them to do that, that's money we never.
Yeah, we never did,
That's it.
because it's just too much, because you gotta have the lawyers involved and everything else. Another thing I want to bring up is kind of our year-end statistics for 2025. We did 2,679 runs last year, which is a record for us.
We're up 113 runs from 2024. And then just 5 years ago, we're up 428 runs. So it's continuous.
I don't know if we want to do that, yeah.
We did 1,805 transports last year. 57% were ALS, 43% were BLS. So we're keeping the trucks running.
How much did we bill last year?
We collected 990,000.
That was collected.
That was collected.
And how much did you bill?
I don't even know because we have contracts with Medicare, not really Medicare, but Anthem, and they pay a certain percentage and Medicare pays a certain percentage of Medicaid, and we're just kind of stuck to get what they get. That's basically what we did.
Do you have any bad debt out there for people who don't pay their bill?
Yeah, and they get shipped to collections, so.
Through OPS, who does our collections.
Who's that?
ABS goes after collections.
New World Collections in Indianapolis works with ABS to recoup our. But they only go after people that they think they can, like if you got somebody living in a trailer with no income, they're not gonna go after them because it's fruitless. They only go after if they're gainfully employed and they feel like they can, pay the bill.
For all your hard work last year.
Our crews did a wonderful job this year.
Does somebody need to make a motion to have that on the agenda, or you just?
Yeah, we'll put that on there for you guys for next
Okay.
agenda. That way,
We just want to give you a heads up that it was coming.
Which fund will those, from both requests, where will those go? Just a general fund or?
Yeah, I think they're wanting, aren't you wanting to appropriate for a cot or something? Yeah.
Whatever's left over from the fees from Malcon, I'd like
Yeah.
to put it into the cot. Into a cot.
We'll have that for you.
How much are those cots?
24,000.
And yours just wanted to go back into the general.
Into the fire fund, yeah.
So they could easily go into EMS supplies and I could buy my cot out of that, but